get rid of the lovely Bayonetta music. And alright, hey man.
Hey, bud, what's going on?
This is Super Gamecast 2.
What?
What?
Says who?
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is Super Gamecast 2, everybody. We are fuck.
We're fucked.
No, I was sorry, I was looking at something with the stream and I was like, oh no. Like, what is happening?
I heard something as if something was happening, and then I just didn't question it. Then it
Yeah,
went
no, we're
away.
good. We're good. Okay, no, shit didn't break. Thank God.
Okay. All right.
This is, everything's on fire. It's on fire. No, because we do this shit across the country, it is a fucking clown car of
Every time.
of technical shit going on. Like every single time.
It's
Uh,
fun.
it is. We had our first community light last night. It was wildly successful. Um, like to a kind of unbelievable degree, in all honesty. Um,
Especially for how well we were doing last night.
yeah, like no fucking joke. Like that, but that was like we had a really good community night. Thank you guys for coming out. Whoever came out, Parker was there almost the entire time. Derek was there for a little bit. Quinn was there. Um, Ethan came by in the chat. Jordan came by in the chat. It was a fucking banger of a night. We're hoping to do Mario Kart next. It's looking like
Mario Kart?
Mario Kart. So I said it's Smash, but then the people who were interested in Smash were like, I think Mario Kart would be better because more people have a shot at like actually being competitive.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Mario Kart's fantastic, especially 8, so.
Yeah, they're basically. I think Blasian is afraid of giving everyone the hands. Is what I because he was the first one to suggest it, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. You're competing at Evo in Smash. You probably don't want to play Smash against everyone in the community.
Yeah, no, I would just be. I take Simon and I just like hit B and in directions and then hope I win.
Um,
It's a good time.
I play Little Mac, and I just get up in yo shit the entire game.
Okay.
And then let's see. So I do Little Mac. I do Banjo Kazooie.
Sure.
Dude, he's so much fun. And he's just funny. Like his side B, just he beats you with his fucking bird.
What?
Yeah, like he takes his bird out of the backpack and smacks you with it.
Who keeps their bird in their backpack?
Banjo Kazooie. Ethan says, I mean, I'm down for either. I'd rather play Smash, but Mario Kart 8 is fine. Good to know.
We probably will be able to do both
Yeah, with
at some
season
point.
3 coming up of Dragon Ball, if we get enough people in the chat being like, "Hey, I want to play," we'll probably do that as like an impromptu one in the next couple weeks here. So, if
All right.
not, this upcoming Friday/Saturday streams. So, but yeah, it really went really well. We had a good time. You know, uh, talked about a lot of stuff. Talked about at the end of the night, you could tell people were drunk and it was getting weird because we had like a 30-minute. It started because of Blasian's name. Like, what's Blasian mean? Like getting
Yeah.
high Asian, and I'm just like, it means black and Asian.
Mm-hmm.
Blasian.
Mm-hmm.
And then that discussed, and then like that set Parker off on like, why is it that Siberia is in Asia, but we don't consider people from Siberia Asian?
I don't know, man.
And he's like because it's borderline racist because we use it to describe facial features, not where you're actually from.
I mean, yeah, Asian is such a broad term for an amazing amount of people.
Yeah, it is.
The
It's
same thing with white. Like white covers actually a lot of people
yeah.
of various origin. Like they're not good ways of summing up everyone. It's just convenient.
Oh no, if you say like white people, they don't get mad at this because I mean, like to be fair, you know, we
Hmm.
did do a bunch of dirty shit. But
Hmm.
like if you say like if you say the wrong type of ethnicity to an Asian person or like just use Asian, a lot of them will get pissed off at you. Blasian even brought that up. He's like, I personally don't give a shit, but in my experience, people will get mad. And then Parker's like, yeah, that makes sense because I mean, it's like the Hank Hill equivalent of when Khan moves in. He goes,
Yep,
so are you Chinese or Japanese?
basically.
I'm no Asian. I'm from fucking Laos.
Le Ocean.
uh, Leo, God damn it, I love King of the Hill so much.
It's so good.
um, God. And then Hank's dad knows where Laos is, which makes it even better.
Don't you, Mr. Khan? Yep.
Oh God,
Uh,
such a good show.
yeah. Watched it multiple times.
Yeah. But, oh, we also had a little boo boo. Ethan pointed this out to us, and then Derek later in the night. Halo is currently not crossplay.
Right.
It's crossplay between Steam and Microsoft, but not crossplay on console and PC yet. So next
Weird.
time we do a game like that, we're probably gonna do a big Game Pass game, a Gears, a Forza, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, we talked about Sea of Thieves, Pirate Night.
Hell yeah.
We'll do Pirate Night, everybody.
Sea of Thieves sounds like a mess, and that would be great.
Yeah, maybe we do Drunk Pirate Night. You have to drink rum.
Fuck.
You don't like rum?
No. I wish I did.
I
wish
like
I
rum.
did just to make a bunch of pirate jokes while I drink, but no.
Ethan says, "Hell yeah." I like rum. I like rum. I like rum mixed with different sodas or different juices.
Like, yeah, if you can get a Coke in there, I can down it. Like, that's fine.
No, I actually think a rum and coke together taste pretty good.
Yeah, it's fine. I just we've had this conversation before. I think on this podcast, I think just every form of alcohol that I've tasted so far tastes like gasoline except gin, which tastes like pure pine tree, which is not necessarily pleasant, but it's a lot better than gasoline.
Oh, I hate gin. I hate gin. I feels like it literally tastes like poison to me. It literally tastes you know, yeah. What's it like? So all alcohol is technically poison for you, but like
Sure.
I feel like I'm drinking like rubbing alcohol.
Oh, see, I feel like that's the way with the others. Like, okay, so
Uh,
Ethan says he's a vodka guy. I've had my share of vodka,
if
but
you
to
buy
me, rum and vodka seems like
it,
the same.
if you buy expensive ass vodka, it's completely not offensive.
Okay.
But you have to get really good vodka.
Ah, but I remember the days. There was a brief 6 month period. Everyone was just freshly able to drink, and we went and got like UV vodka, flavored vodka.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, that shit was good.
I remember when you were like testing your alcoholic limits out. We nearly killed you at that party.
You love telling that story.
It's an amazing story.
Well, and then that was just straight vodka too.
Yeah,
That was purely a test. That was purely like a test. And then I remember correctly, I came in like a little sick as well. Drinking what was it? What's the green one? It was a tall boy of a green beer, Rolling Rock.
yeah, classy as always.
Yeah, no, you know. Hey, Nasty Boots.
What's up,
How you
Nasty
do?
Boots? Why don't you just fucking throw Mickey's on top of that shit and fucking roll?
And
Like,
again, I was drinking that while also not feeling very good, but I was just drinking anyway because I wanted to go to this party, and I was like, I was not going to let being a little bit sick stop that. And guess what?
yeah, and then we abandoned you in a blizzard at some point, which
I was in control, but you guys had no idea.
right, we had no idea because you just spent the past like, all right, I'm gonna just fucking tell this story from beginning to fucking end.
Nah, you've already told this story on this podcast.
I didn't tell the full story on this podcast.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yes, we've talked about this before.
I've said like we nearly killed you.
We talked about the gold and silver.
Okay, yep.
We talked about throwing up outside of the car.
Yep. Okay. Talked about. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine. Audience, correct me if if you've heard this shit before, please.
Um,
But yeah, no, it was
I
that
lost my
was
phone that day too. That sucked.
that was a rough night for you, buddy.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, like you were like throwing up everything we gave you,
Yep.
and on top of that, so we thought you were alcohol poisoned at minimum,
Eh.
and like the road was closed, so we just just dropping him off into the blizzard in the middle of the night.
Yep. No, it was snowing like crazy. The roads were a bit icy. It was like all white.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was around the corner,
Yeah, no, it
and it
was
made it just fine. So it was all good.
yeah, like I remember like when we drove away, we're like, all right, well, we just killed Aaron, guys.
Yep.
Good job. You missed out on the part of that night you missed was the dinner where Tori's date was the douchiest dude on the planet.
I'm okay that I missed that.
Yeah, like so Tori met this dude at the party who literally was just the douchiest person we have ever met.
Okay.
Like because we were talking about comic book heroes and superheroes. Like who's your favorite superhero? And like people are like, going around the table, Captain America, Iron Man, Batman, Spider Man, whoever. And the
Sure.
dude's like, well, I don't read or watch many comic book movies or any of this stuff, but like I really like this video. And they're like, my favorite's Hipster Captain Planet. And like just you can just feel everyone but Tori at the table want to kick that guy's ass.
Look,
You could just you like just you remember have you seen the Salty Spittoon episode of SpongeBob?
yeah, yeah.
You know that thing where it's like Patrick and him standing in the middle of all the jacked buff dudes, and they don't realize they're about to just get their ass beat. That's
Look,
what
I don't know what's wrong with Captain Planet. I never
nothing wrong
seen
with Captain
him.
Planet, but like hipster Captain Planet. That was the fucking like oh god, just everybody in that fucking room just wanted to beat that guy's ass. But yeah, and also that guy ended up being a real tool anyway, according to
Okay.
Tori. So
Okay.
to be fair, her current boyfriend is fantastic, and we thought like he was a serial killer.
All right. Well
So
then.
50-50.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we should get into the show.
Let's get into the show.
Yeah,
We're here.
We've given you guys the appropriate time to filter in.
Yep.
So anyway, for those of you who don't know, this is Super Gamecast 2.
Mm-hmm.
I am Bronson Fiore, one of your hosts, and that is a Mr. Aaron Reynolds, the radliest of duders.
Absolutely.
And we're here to talk about what we've been playing, what's new and hot in the world of video games.
You know what though? We are not entirely a video game show. I would like to point out because I spent almost all of yesterday. I was doing other things, but I spent almost all of yesterday watching Dragon Ball Super.
How far did you get?
Okay, so this tournament is so goddamn long.
It's like 45
Holy
episodes.
Yeah. But like, what's so funny is that they specifically state it's 48 minutes of fighting.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball time. Frieza, 5 minutes. 10 episodes later.
It's incredible. And then they're describing it. So the tournament power is supposed to be like this all-out fight between 80 fighters, and like they're talking about it as they're working towards it and working towards it and working towards it. And I'm thinking it's just going to be an all-out nightmare. But there are like totally scenes where like because the battleground has been so torn up, people are just like standing around, just like, oh, I don't know, how many we got left? 50 fighters. Oh, I wonder where they're at. Anyway, what should we do next? It's like,
I just like how at the beginning of the tournament, like 4 different universes are like, let's go run Seven's Fate.
yeah. Oh man.
No. So how far are you though? How far are you?
So okay. I think I just finished his first time. If it might be his only time, but at least his first time. Goku turning automated Ultra Instinct.
Okay, against Jiren, the first one.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, you are.
I believe I'm about halfway.
Yeah, you're about almost at the halfway point, and oh my god. So, did you watch the episode after?
I think I
Hit
watched a portion
episode.
of it and then I decided. Yeah, it was Hit and Jiren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, testing my new Ethernet cable to see if it'll successfully play the stream. Yay! Thank you, Nicole.
Hopefully.
Okay,
Hey.
so all right, so yeah, that's gonna be a good fight, and like you're gonna
Uh,
realize, like if you don't realize how unbelievably stupid strong Jiren is now, just wait, because I mean, fuck, he blocked the spirit bomb with his eyeballs.
yeah. And then I'm struggling to comprehend how powerful this Ultra Instinct is because he went from blocking the spirit bomb with his eyeballs to like being on an even playing field.
They explain a lot of it. They explain a
Yeah,
lot
I
of it,
assume that will explain
but
itself later.
like, man, wait until you hear, like, okay, so just wait till the end of the hit fight with Jiren.
Yeah,
Because you're
yeah.
going to hear something so incredibly stupid about how strong he is, and it's amazing.
So okay, so this started long before. This was when I started in the morning
Hmm.
just before Goku was about to meet 17.
Hmm.
And I love that Android 17 and Goku are just like these bros with each other. Um,
That it is
and
good. Yes, I
yeah,
agree.
no, they get on the ship and they're fighting for who gets to fight the bad guy. Like Goku's proposing like rock paper scissors to fight the leader, and then Android 17 just takes off.
My,
And Goku's
my
like, not cool, dude.
um. So can we talk about the best part of that part where you're at now is that Master Roshi episode?
Oh, the Master Roshi episode's
It's
so good.
so fucking incredibly good.
I could not believe that they would develop Master Roshi in the one way I thought they wouldn't.
Like, like first off, I love how he fake date rapes a girl to
Okay,
get her
yeah,
off the
okay, so this was
stage.
actually a problem was like watching Master Roshi like he's training himself and then he's like going after women and then like multiple good characters are like I'll just close the door and let that continue and leave. Um like fuck me.
But no, like I just
Um
like how that first goes, like my boiling passion. Just like he scares her off the edge, and then
yeah.
he uses the Mafuba.
Mhm.
Oh, it's so good.
Yep.
Any of you Dragon Ball nerds into this shit? I hope so. So we talk a lot about it on this show.
Uh it's that was a good time. Yeah, watching everyone strategizing, seeing the different fighters. Um, they were all right. I
Did you
don't
get
know.
to the part where 17 punches someone during a transformation?
Yes, and
That
it's
was a,
great.
it's amazing. It's just
Oh,
like,
and everyone's so pissed.
just like they're so pissed. Then Goku's like, Come on, bro."
I want to see how strong they get.
Yeah,
Android 70's like, I thought we wanted to win. Eh.
Seven, 17 is my second favorite character in this arc.
I know, like, I can't believe how much I've come to love
Do
17.
you want to know who my favorite character in this arc is, though?
Mm.
Fucking Frieza. I love Dickback.
I love that Frieza is just like continuously and entirely awful, and we knew he was, but just to see him continue it in this
Just
series that tends to be very nostalgic and has people like befriending each other. Frieza just sticks to his fucking
yeah, like
guns.
I just love how much of a dick he is. It's so
Ah,
amazing. Like just the entire time, just Frieza is just like, just this entire turn of power. I'm letting you know from beginning to end, Frieza is an asshole, and
I
it's
love that he's not even
amazing.
like out of his purgatory or his hell for like an hour, and he tries to kill Goku.
In the best way possible too.
Yeah.
I just
Ah.
love how when him and Goku he like Frieza's right out of hell. There's like slipped. Oh, it slipped. um, oh lordy. Yeah. So that was all. Yeah. So you're
Go
liking
on
it.
training again, which was nice.
Tammy says, "Hey, happy Sunday, guys." Heart.
Hey,
Tammy, you the bomb
morning.
diggity. Thank you for coming.
Mm.
Gohan's training finally paying off some. That was good.
Returning back to his old form, and then see him getting super serious against Goku, and having him and Goku have a full on fight, which was
Hmm.
super nice to see. Um, There's so much. There's so much. Poor Krillin getting knocked out early.
Yeah, but he still did work.
He still did work, and him and Android 18 teamed up for their little ping pong technique, which was good. Um,
Um, yeah, the problem about talking about this is like like
you
I
can't
don't want
talk
to
about
spoil
much.
anything. I don't know
Yeah.
where the cutoff is. I'm just like,
Yep.
so like, yeah, well, all right. So good to know you're enjoying it.
Yes. I'm actually thrilled that I have so much left to watch.
Um,
Because I'm gonna feel real bummed when this is over.
especially because they don't have the next arc out in any form yet.
I started looking up the
The
manga.
manga for Moro,
Yeah.
yeah,
Just to have something else because it's still going.
yep.
So.
Yeah. So no, that was something. So
Uh,
I didn't. So I actually did play a semi new release this week.
okay.
As you saw on you saw on our Instagram. If you're not following us on Instagram, it'd be rad if you did. You can scroll down on the Twitch page and do so. It's linked. But I played the Bayonetta Vanquished
Ooh.
collection.
Yes.
Let's see. Nicole says clearly the best characters are the twin multiverse gods. Zeno-sama, yeah.
Yes. Very good.
It is allowed because it is fun.
You heard him.
Yep. Yes, Red
I,
Zeno.
I was like watching that whole thing thinking like the Zenos are just one big metaphor for Dragon Ball fans like reviving and destroying universes because they want to see what's fun. And then like every character is like, all right, this is what you want. Like it's exactly why Super was made.
I mean, the Tournament of Power is like one 60 episode fan service jerk off session. Okay,
Yep.
let's call it what it is, but it's an amazing 60 episode jerk off session.
Yep.
um
Oh, the best part of Android 17 stopping that like transformation scene is that they start the whole thing over. They like get more than halfway through the transformation. Android 17 stops it. Everyone bitches at 17, and then they start the whole thing over again and make the audience watch the whole thing all the way through, and it's something.
Ethan says if you guys want sometime soon, I can still talk about dreams.
Ooh.
Duder, if you want to say something in the comments here, please do, and then we'll have you on next week. I'm sorry I didn't have with the community night and shit. I just kind of fucking space stuff this week. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, next week come on, talk about dreams, because we actually really do want to hear about that game. It seems fucking wild.
I want to play it. Someone recommended it to me, but
yeah, no, I've had a couple of people be like, "You need to check this out," and I'm like, "Okay, but I'm gonna be spending like next month. I'm spending $220 on video game
ugh.
because Animal Crossing and Doom and Persona.
Damn, that's a lot. Yep.
I've decided not to buy Final Fantasy VII.
Really?
I'm just gonna rent
Yeah.
it. Yeah, like
It's so much money to keep up with all that anyway. You might as well just GameFly all of Final Fantasy.
well, not only that, but it's also just like it's part one.
Yep.
Tammy Ryan says Doom
Doom's gonna be so good.
and Animal Crossing.
I hope someone appreciates my very high effort Instagram post for today's podcast.
Oh God, I did not see this.
It's not a lot.
But hold on a sec.
To me, this is the real biggest news story that has been developing this
our
week.
podcast is live?
Yes, first of all, but also the camaraderie between Doom and Animal Crossing.
That's actually one of our news stories I was going to bring up.
Oh, really? Okay.
That and how Street Fighter's ruining itself.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. No, we'll get to that. I want to. Yeah.
All right, so we gotta get through what we've been playing. Dreams looks great. We'll bring it up next week. We'll have Ethan on. If I wasn't buying $220 worth of video game next month, I'd totally pick it up. But it's only $40, but still. And then Fighters Pass is out this week too. It's another $20.
Oh man. Okay.
So it's like fucking stack that shit on.
I think I make it.
So played Bayonetta and Vanquished in that collection.
Yes.
I will always support Platinum Games, and I saw that steelbook and I was like, done. The Bayonetta on the PS4 looks better than the Switch / Wii U one and 360 one. looks worse than the PC one. It's a great port if you've somehow not played fucking Bayonetta at this point.
Sure.
And the Vanquish port is fantastic, and it's good to have that thing on something that is not a 360/PS3.
Still a slidey around, good time.
Yeah, it is. Slide
Good.
around, get behind cover, shoot stuff.
Yes.
It's a good time. Also, that has a PC version, but I actually never got around to the PC version of that, so I don't know how it compares. But
Okay.
this PS4 port ran great and looks great, so
Nice.
I assume the PC version is similar.
Okay.
So we got a whole bunch of news stories.
All right.
Ranging from well, we're gonna start with this one from last week, and it's regarding the price of next gen consoles.
Okay.
We are 9 months out from new consoles. That is a scary thought, right?
Yep.
That's a brave new world, boys. Let's get it.
We're still in that beforehand moment where like before we've seen what they look like.
At this point, we had already seen what the PS4 looked like, and like had at least a detail of some fucking games.
Yeah.
You know, but like they're still keeping us waiting.
That's amazing.
And it's just like
I'm excited.
Killing me.
Yep.
Like just literally like because like one, I want the trade deals to start coming in so I can trade in my Xbox One X and my PS4 Pro for the new things because they play all the old shit.
Sure.
Like that's the first thing.
Yep.
The second thing is like I need to know price so I can be like, all right, how crazy do I have to be?
We need to start saving at some point, like guys.
Yeah, like I realize like $500 $400 to $500 is not a huge amount of money, but it's still enough to where I need to be like, okay, I need to be like focused for a month or two on like putting a little bit away.
It's a lot when you consider, everything coming out just this year too.
Yeah, like when you factor in the fact that like every game in the universe is coming out this year.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
and then like the Half-Life-ish game is coming out on the latest VR system. People are trying to upgrade their PCs.
Yeah, like the PC upgrade for me ain't happening this year.
Really? Yeah.
Like I've just decided like,
Sure.
I can go another year. I'm playing everything at max settings still. But
Okay.
All right, so supposedly the price of a PS5 to be made is currently looking at $450. So far, they're unable to get their manufacturing costs for PlayStation 5 below that. They really want to, but they can't. It's slated to hit shelves early this year, and they said, quote, "We must keep PlayStation 5's bill of materials under control, and we need to make the correct number of units in the initial production," Sony Chief Financial Officer Hiroki Totoki said in a recent earnings call. God, his parent, it's good that dude does not live in the States. Hiroki Totoki.
Fun to say.
Sources tell Bloomberg says the problem is basically old-fashioned supply and demand. Sony isn't just competing with rival console for parts. Other device makers are also in the mix. Prices for DRAM and NAND flash memory are poorly running high amid high demand from businesses such as Samsung launching new generation of high-end mobile phones. Yeah, their new phone that has 16 gigs of RAM. Why do you need 16 gigs of RAM in a phone? What are you doing with your phone? Like, that's Samsung S20. Did you read about this thing that came out this week?
No.
Holy shit. This thing, you can get 1.5 terabytes of storage on it.
Are we gaming on it?
You could, I guess. Like, it has the, you can play mobile games on it. You have the
yeah, but are we trying to aim higher are we getting like amazing resolution along with it? Like, could I play Doom Eternal on this thing?
Like, no, but you could play probably realistically a little bit above 360 games.
Okay.
What the
maybe that's where we're going.
Okay, I guess. And it has an 8K camera. I'm just like, it's,
okay, that's all right.
This thing is fucking insane. I'm like, who is going? And it's $1,500.
Okay, that's
And I'm like, who the fuck is buying this?
Right.
I am a fucking hardcore high-end phone junkie. I upgrade every fucking 2 years. And even I looked like when they showed the tech specs off, I was just like, ooh. But then
Sure.
like that price came and I was like, boy, you barely get me paying $1,000 right now, and I already do not like it.
I mean, it
Fifth,
better be, yeah, it better be in for the long haul because, like, every phone I've ever had, like, it's slowed down or been unsatisfying within a couple years.
this is the first phone where I'm 3 years in and it does not have issues.
Wow.
It's an iPhone 8 Plus.
Did I hear
Uh,
you say that you were a little bit unhappy with it, though?
I was unhappy because I didn't get the model I wanted.
Oh,
That originally I wanted a 10,
okay.
but I had to upgrade. But at the time, I was an Uber driver, and my old phone took a shit, and I needed whatever the newest phone at the time was,
I
which
see.
was this guy.
Gotcha.
3 years in, though, I'm still completely fucking happy with it. It works great, has plenty of memory, is fast. It's just, like I'm gonna upgrade this year for sure because I want all the new fancy camera shit and better screen and whatnot, and you know, I have my upgrade, so.
Sure.
But yeah, so Sony's also spending more than usual on the console's cooling in order to prevent from overheating. The promised hardware includes an 8-core AMD Ryzen CPU built on their 7 nanometer Zen 2 architecture, and an AMD based GPU with ray tracing that can support.
With ray tracing?
It's gonna have ray tracing.
What are we going to be building on this thing, man?
Same thing. Well, same Microsoft. Microsoft said they're gonna support ray tracing.
I know. Like, yeah, again, like, this all is like, I wonder what future they're imagining here in regards to, like, does that apply to anything other than games?
I mean, it's just lighting for 3D engines. So I mean, that's what it does,
Potentially.
and it also is like compute power for like streaming. So
Okay.
like,
Okay.
I mean, it uses the same like bits and pieces.
Streaming off your phone is a big thing. So.
Um, well, no, that's the PS5 spec. Sorry.
Whoops. I'm sorry. I'm still on the phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
So no, like fucking.
So, okay. Yeah. Obviously, it would support ray tracing. That
Yeah.
stuff.
So Microsoft is building something very similar, nearly identical. We don't know what the PS5's final hardware looks like, but as a V-shaped development kit, there's jokes about it being
Yes.
a
Yeah.
pizza holder. Let's see. So a difference between $1 and a dime does add up here, by the way, because here's why. Okay, so the difference between a $1 cooler and like a $3 or $4 cooler, to us does not sound fucking crazy,
No.
right? Like it doesn't sound weird or anything or nuts at all. Like, oh well, why wouldn't you put the $4 cooler in it instead of the $1 one?
Right.
Because if you get to the point where PS4 is, where you're making 100 million of these, that's an extra $300 million you're spending.
Yep.
Now you're going to make the money back, of course, in other places, but
So that's the question I have for you is which consoles sold at a loss?
PS3
Betting
sold
on games.
PS3 sold at a $200 loss.
And that didn't go super well for them, at least until later on.
PS1 and PS2 sold at a loss.
Okay.
The original Xbox sold at a loss its entire life. 360 sold at a loss initially. So like a lot of mostly basically almost every PlayStation and Xbox start out selling at like breaking even or at a loss.
So, okay. So that should technically inform our idea of how they're going to price this.
Well, the reason is though is like last gen they started out at a profit, not a huge one, but a profit.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to that part of the Ars Technica article here,
Okay.
which from far more like so Sony has to pay in order to get the console manufactured. Consumers will pay more than that to buy one. The PS4 reportedly cost $381 per unit to manufacture, and then sold for about $20 more. But so that's a thin margin. If Sony
Right.
took a similar tactic here, you'd see a PS5 launch around 470. So, yeah. Also, Sony, of course, is, rumor has it, that they are waiting for the Xbox Series X to be announced to launch price.
Oh, trying to set the tone.
Right, because very similarly, so known fact from E3 2013, Sony waited. So Microsoft had their press conference first, and Sony waited to make some decisions until after Microsoft's press conference. That's the advantage of going at night, boy.
I mean, that one conference where the Xbox One just announced what it was, and then the PS5 or the PS4 just went whole hog into trashing Microsoft. I
Yeah,
imagine that's an attractive way to handle things now.
well, I mean, yeah, even though, well, they had the reveal, and then the morning of E3, Microsoft had a great showing, but because of all the bad press from earlier, they're still dealing with that. And then Sony just comes in and hammers on all the bad press from earlier. It didn't
Right.
matter that they showed Sunset Overdrive and Halo and Killer Instinct
Yep.
because, yeah. And then Ethan says $499 US dollars, um, which I think he's answering our question of the day, which is how much would you pay for a PS5/Xbox Series X?
So like, I wonder about this because they have someone new running PlayStation who has been making some good moves. Sony has particularly been not great about uh, messaging, especially with Microsoft pushing like do cross-platform play, and Nintendo's like, yeah, we should do that, and Sony's like,
Well, okay,
everyone
so
has our console.
well, yeah, because because when you're the front runner, you don't have a reason to.
Well, right, except I guess as a fan, I obviously you or I, if we were in charge of Sony, would absolutely do cross-platform
Yeah,
play.
well,
But
yes. If someone gave me that job because they lost their mind,
uh-huh.
and I woke up, yeah, that'd be one of my first initiatives. My first initiatives would be to do that, and then go and be like to Insomniac and be like, all right, let's finish Spider-Man 2, Resistance 4. Let's make this happen.
A couple things would happen. Oh,
I
that's
would try
funny.
and find all the people who worked on Downhill Domination on the PS2 and be like, so can we get another one of those?
I just want to reform Black Box. I know it's an EA thing. I'm gonna somehow use my power.
Um, Nasty Boots says pricing in America in here is like pound to dollar, e.g. If the PS4 is 450, it'll be 450 sterling, which is about $100 more expensive for us. Yeah, that
Ooh.
sucks. That really
Um,
sucks. Dude, no, you want to talk about fuck pricing? Australians are like crying in the shower. Like just Sony just whipping out their just massive, price tag and just taking it to them.
for that reason, I still think going 400 is the best way to go. Like you'll be taking a severe hit. But if you're making that kind of profit overseas,
I think that the American market is the most important at this point, and they realize that as well.
sure.
For consoles, if you talk in general, it's
I think it's
arguably.
more important for Microsoft than it is Sony. But
Yeah. Let's see. My sister lives there. All electrical goods is crazy. No, dude, they
yeah,
pay like $120 a game. Like
ugh.
like it's fucking madness.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's So like, yeah, no, it's the fuck. Why would you ever would fucking live there?
And
Fucking
go
you
pet
got
the
you
crocodiles.
have flying spiders and fucking all this crazy wildlife and shit's crazy expensive. Fuck, and it's hot. Fuck that.
Not to mention the fires going on right now.
Well, yeah, right now the entire continent is on fire.
The leaders in Hawaii.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
But no, so I would say to answer to go back to it, I think that if they're willing to eat the loss, I think coming out at 400 would be smart as hell.
Yep.
I think coming out and saying, "Hey, we got a 4K box, a 4K ray tracing box at $400," would be smart as hell. That
Mm-hmm.
said, I don't think that's what they're gonna do. I think
No.
they're gonna come out at 500.
Okay.
Um, as like, what do you think they're gonna do versus what would you want them to do, or you smart?
You
Think is
know,
smart.
yeah, I think they certainly could do that. I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if they did that.
Well, especially because I think another reason I think it's gonna be $500 is I've noticed this past week Xbox One X's and PS4 Pros have been on sale for 300,
Sure.
which that tells me like, you're lowering the value of those preemptively to that much, eh?
Yeah. Yep.
These tell me these new boxes. And the only way I see Sony coming out at 400, especially because Sony has all this goodwill from PS4 because it was the front runner. They have all these exclusives that people really love this gen. They like there's all this goodwill that I don't think they're going to be as stupid as the PS3. I do think they're going to come out like people will pay $500 for the amazing exclusives on PS.
I mean, that's the attitude they took with the Fortnite crossplay. Is like, we have so many players,
especially because unlike previous gens, it's like, and your library comes with you.
Sure.
Like, sorry, go ahead.
No, just that's the attitude that they've taken is that we have the most consoles out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you want to play with your friends, just come and get a PS4 with us. That's been their attitude up to this point, and they have someone new in charge. I don't know if that's going to change, but and then you consider like cost of inflation has been constantly going up. We had this conversation a while ago, where the inflation has just been rising for a while, and we've been holding at 400, and then 600 was such a controversial moment,
dude. That has been you think about that was 14 years ago.
Yep.
And you still fucking cannot announce a game console at that price.
Nope.
People will fucking make fun of it in every way. Like that shit will be like Return of the fucking King. Like just Rome is burning if they come out at that price.
Yep.
Especially if it's Sony that does it.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, like
I would like them to start the announcement by going like, "Now I know what you'll be saying. I know what you're thinking. Look, you have to understand, things cost a lot now. So the price of PlayStation 5. Now listen, hey, it'll be fine. Everything will be fine. We don't expect you to get a second job or anything."
No, what I want is for Kaz Hirai to come out, like, and special guest to intro the price, Kaz Hirai.
He's just his arms are like limp at his sides, and he's like walking. It's like, so PlayStation 5, $600.
No, he needs to say it the exact way.
The exact same way. Oh no.
Yeah, you say in North America, the 60 gig unit will launch at $599.
Ugh.
Just, yeah, there you go.
Man. No, so like 600 is obviously off the table, but given the price of these consoles, there's no reason for them to go that high anyway. So 500 is kind of their top limit.
Yeah,
and I could see paying $500 for a console. I'm probably not gonna, but
so first off, I will buy one of these to show it on the fucking stream and in this podcast to talk about it.
Okay.
Like, I will buy one. It will most likely be the PlayStation.
All right.
Just letting y'all know now. If one of y'all buys an Xbox, we'd love to have you on the show to talk about it. But yeah, like, and for me, but if I wasn't doing that, I was just fucking average gamer like in the past, it would all depend on what's slated for the first year. Because in the first year, you normally don't get a price drop.
Right.
So supposedly Spider-Man 2 is going to be one of the big games that's going to be there early. So I'm like, all right, that's enough for me to buy a box as one game that I'm really super excited for.
Yeah.
Like that's all I need. Just give me one game that I'm amped up for, Sony.
Well, that's the thing, and that's what makes this also difficult, is that I don't know what's coming out.
Yeah, because I mean, what if they come out and they are like, hey, we got Spider-Man 2 at launch, and God of War 2 is coming next year, and boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Then yeah, Ethan says I'll probably end up getting the Xbox. I only have the X, and that should take a huge chunk of a trade up. Yeah, dude, that's the same thing with me. Like, I might end up getting both if the trade deals are good enough on the Xbox One X.
Sure.
Because I want a new Twisted Metal. I want a new Warhawk.
I don't know if that's gonna happen.
I want a new Resistance. I think Twisted Metal is a big enough franchise that it's more likely to happen than a Resistance or a fucking Warhawk.
When did that $600 announcement happen? What year?
2006.
Okay, I'm on an inflation calculator thing right now.
I'd prefer the PS5, but the Xbox is my easiest option. Understandable. Like, once again, it's gonna come down to games because, like, if that new game, like, Microsoft bought a lot of studios, and those could be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what Sony's full. Like, we know that Insomniac is working on Spider-Man 2. That's kind of it. We don't know anything else. We don't know what Kojima's working on. We don't know what fucking the God of War people are working on. I imagine Guerrilla's working on Horizon 2. But yeah. So Aaron, what is like your cutoff point for a console in this day and age for price? Assuming in the first year we're getting like a game or two you care about.
A game or two I care about. So I guess it depends on the level. If it's like a single player game that I would enjoy for like a Breath of the Wild kind of game, I would probably wait until 400. If it was a game that had like a long-term appeal, like it was a battle royale I could really get into, or
like a Halo
or some
3.
multiplayer or something. Yeah, like a new Halo, like the Halo turns out to be amazing. Then like, yeah, I'll go ahead and save the extra 100, drop it on that, and make that happen. It also depends on what the consoles themselves are like. If there's some sort of extra experience that comes with it.
I think that's probably not going to happen too much on this. But,
probably not.
Beyond here, it is also a 4K Blu-ray player.
Right.
Which, cool. My Xbox One X is already great. I will have another Blu-ray player in the house filled with Blu-ray players.
For all the Blu-rays that I'm not actually playing other than games.
For all the Blu-rays that I'm playing that are basically Marvel movies and the occasional odd one out, like Ford versus Ferrari.
Right.
Which I watched that this week, and holy shit, people, if you have not watched it yet, Ford versus Ferrari, so good.
Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Anyway, $400 in 2006 is $512 now, so $500, not crazy.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Then yeah, I would say
500 would probably be a safe bet for both consoles, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that the Xbox One X has shown that you can launch a $500 box. Yeah, we were getting the new Xbox half price or less. Probably wouldn't get it at launch, but we're getting it cheap.
Yeah, that's fair. If they don't have the games right up front,
Well, they're launching with Halo. So,
right.
Well, they're launching with Halo and most likely Hellblade. So we'll see.
So it depends on what those games end up actually being.
Right. So, yeah, no, it's an interesting thing to speculate about. The problem is, like, we don't know where the games are at this point.
Right.
That, like, we know of, like, 3 next-gen games. Man, after not having them for an entry, Cabaret Club Management and Yakuza Kiwami 2 is so good. If they announce a Yakuza 8 for PS4, I'll drop that chunk of change. PS5, rather.
Aren't they working on a weird Yakuza right now?
It's Yakuza 7, but it's like this turn-based thing with a new pro tag.
Weird.
Because in 6, they kind of wrap up Kiryu's story.
Oh, okay.
Ed Boon put out a poll about the next-gen consoles.
All right.
And over 50,000 people answered, and they said, what is the most important thing for you on getting a next-gen console? The number one thing at 37.5% is affordable price. 30% is backwards compatibility.
Yep.
19.2% is better graphics. 13.2% is exclusive games.
Yep. That sounds about right.
For me, I would swap better graphics, or not better graphics, exclusive games and play is backwards compat. Like backwards compat is super nice, and I'm glad they're doing it, and I want it. But like it's not like if that feature is not there, I'm not like I'm bummed as always when that happens, but I'm not like 110% brokenhearted.
Sure, I think a lot of people like, you know, someone like me who has all the skate games sitting over here and I can't do anything about them. It's a real
Well,
fucking
you can't
bummer.
stream them; you can still play them
Not on the PS4.
on PS4. But do you have your PS3?
Yeah, it's in a box somewhere because I can't. I have no reason to use it otherwise.
Yeah, but just like go in that box, play that shit, and then go put it back.
Oh, what if I didn't have to?
I mean, yeah, I
What if I didn't have to grab a box and then set it up somewhere and then find a place to plug it in and get an HDMI port set up for it and then this place is already a mess already.
So I have streamlined part of this by having like due to the constant fact that I have to use a capture card for game consoles, I have made a system for fast swapping HDMI ports for shit. So that one doesn't bother me. I will agree with you. Yes, it's fucking annoying to have to go pull out a box and play it. Like I want like I had that experience with a PS2 this past week.
Sure.
So like
One thing that doesn't help is just my own personal situation. I'm in a really old building that has a very limited amount of outlets on the wall, so it's been a lot of.
I can solve that problem for you with $25 in Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon has these really high end power strips that have 4 USB ports and 8 outlets
That sounds
for
okay.
$25. So I have my phone, my watch, my tablet all plugged into the USB ports, and then the TV, the heater, the fridge, the Switch, the PS4 all plugged into it.
Jesus.
And then into the wall outlet, it's the into the other one that's on the other side of the area. It's the Xbox, the PC, the monitors.
When cyberpunk fiction promised us its future, I expected a lot more lights and a lot of dark areas and us calling each other cowboys on the black ice. Not this.
Not how do you think all this shit was powered? Fucking batteries.
No. Like this, I just expected it to be cooler.
All right, fair enough.
I want to go back and read Neuromancer, and then the protagonist is like, after watching 8 hours of Dragon Ball Super, I went and hacked into the grid. Then I scarfed down my ramen and I said, this is the good life.
Lordy.
So, yeah, I think big telling thing is affordable price.
Yeah, I think that's how you get people, right? Like
500 makes sense to people who have enough money or are bad at prioritizing their money. 400, I think, while selling it at a loss, would get a lot of people who would be interested, especially people like 19 or 20 years old.
Right. Like I think even in that zone these days, with the way wages are, because it used to be when we graduated high school, minimum wage is kind of what you could find for a job. Versus now, I'm seeing like entry level jobs, at least in Reno, pay like 10. 11.
Well, right, that's a thing, and so I it's still not a ton, but like starting wage $10 in a 725 minimum wage town is decent. I think there are a lot of areas that are not yet caught up to that, but I'm not one to say how much of that.
Yeah, I have no concept.
I don't know enough about any of the cities.
But I'm saying, like, I think back to like when I was 19, like if I really wanted a console for $500, I could hustle it.
I mean, sure, you could hustle it. The question is how many people are going to, like how how Sony was like, you will get a second job.
Well, I mean, people really hustled for that $400 360 in 2005. So, I mean, throw that in the inflation calculator, see what that do me now. So, I mean, it's a matter of having a product that people want. enough
Oh, absolutely.
for the
And the thing
price.
is, that's what complicates this whole thing is we have no idea what these are still.
Yeah, like that's like if they come out and they're like it has a 1 terabyte SSD that's super fast and here's all these games and here's all this stuff and it plays all the way back to PS1 backwards compatible and fucking does all makes your coffee,
Oh yeah.
like then
No, we don't need to add that kind of heat
uh,
to a console.
but like yeah, like it does all this stuff and like great, but
Also, according to a news story we're going to get to in a bit, I think a terabyte might not be good enough for a console.
well that's what they're going to launch with. That's been like every league is they're all launching with terabytes.
One
One
terabyte?
terabyte.
Dude,
It's not enough.
it's not even close.
So we'll get to that news story now. I might as well.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1. And I'm going to hold on to that Part 1 part until I fucking die.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be 100 gigabytes in size. They have the back of the box for the Japanese version. It's out there. And it says 100 gigabytes.
Man.
100 gigabytes. By the way, sorry, it's the Korean box. I apologize. Also, it's going to be on 2 Blu-ray discs.
Wow.
Remember when Blu-ray disc 50 gigs just seemed like fucking impossible? Like
Yeah.
like Metal Gear 4 filled a whole Blu-ray and we're like, "Holy shit.
How is that even possible?
How do you fill 50 gigs of data?" Yeah.
Shit.
Like even filling like a single layer Blu-ray at 25 seemed crazy. Now we're at the point where like the average game is like 48 gigs and like bigger games are hitting like 100 no problem.
Yep.
So like RDR2,
Yeah, but if you get enough of those.
so like RDR2 and COD, then I'm fine. I was not like RDR2 like was still shocking when I first read that shit, and like granted that ended up being worth it. It was fucking incredible. But how much is a PC version of RDR2? Because that is super high end assets.
Sure.
Oh, sorry.
As someone who's been renting a lot of their games, it means it's just a lot of
117 gigs.
Okay.
As someone who's been renting a lot of their games, though.
Yeah, someone who's been renting a lot of their games, it means a lot of hard drive management.
It means
with such a short amount of such a small amount of storage.
It means you're cleaning out the fridge a lot.
A lot.
This doesn't surprise me because like I don't think people remember how huge Final Fantasy VII was.
Sure, in terms of like storage or how much.
Yeah, like it was 3 discs.
Yeah.
Back in the day, but like the thing about this is part 1, and this game isn't even a full disc.
Right.
Of Final Fantasy VII. This is not even a full disc.
Part 1. I can't wait to see what this box set looks like when it's all over.
And it's gonna split 2 consoles.
Yep.
Or they're going to put all of it on PS5. That's another reason I'm not getting it is because I know they're gonna do a PS5 port. I know they're doing a PS5 port. And unlike The Last of Us, I don't care enough to buy it again.
That's fair.
So yeah, no, I'm gonna rent it. It looks great. Fuck, dude, like 100 gigs, and COD was 100 gigs, and that was fucking crazy at the time. Like, just it's mind blowing. Absolutely. What is your take on this 100 gig game? That's a part 1.
Part 1, man. I just
fucking the fact that they have the balls to do it too. That's the best
I mean, of all the franchises, Final Fantasy VII, a full-on remake.
Yeah, like you're right. Like you're not like that'd be like that would be like Zelda being like we're doing an Ocarina of Time full remake.
Yep.
Ground up.
Yep. Or like imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that would be very similar. Or like Konami going crazy and being like, we're doing a ground up remake of the original Metal Gear Solid. Get Keith or Sutherland to voice Snake again.
Oh no. David Hayter's gonna be pissed.
No, let's see.
Oh man.
Yeah, Nasty Bit says no way I'm getting at launch. It's 100 gigabytes. Then the updates will be crazy.
Yeah.
Also, that's another question. So, I'm very curious to see if you will buy the other parts of this digitally, or you'll have the option to buy them digitally or hard copy.
Oh, interesting.
Oh no, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I'm saying if that's going to be an option. I
Yeah,
wonder.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. I was thinking like, I wonder.
Yeah, like that's something that I wondered myself.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm not getting it.
yeah, I'm gonna rent it.
Yeah.
Fucking, this is.
That's for the people who are super crazy for it.
Do you mean if they extend as DLC? Well, they said this is just part one, and it's just Midgar. So I mean, I think having the option, so there can be more than two. Dude, this isn't even like an eighth of this game. Like, did you play Final Fantasy VII back in the day? This is not even like a fucking. This is like the foot of this game if it was a full body.
Like, how many discs do you think we're getting to?
Fuck if I know. Alright, so let's say best case scenario, um, the second half of disc one is part two. So let's say we're getting, I'd say 6 discs.
Okay.
600 gigs to get the full experience.
Wow.
Or sorry, no, sorry, that would be it's 50 gigs, so it'd be 300 gigs to get the full experience.
Okay.
Do it in 3 parts.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
That's
I wish luck to all the fans that are going to go on that journey.
yeah, like I'm going to go on the journey, but like through rental at first.
Right.
And if it, and the thing is, I hope it blows my mind. But like, look, Final Fantasy, we were really good together. It was a great time. It really was. Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, and 9 and 10 will be in my heart forever. Crisis Core was beautiful. Theater Rhythm is still my favorite 3DS game. But I have a new JRPG franchise that treats me right. You have not treated me right for a very long time. And now with this remake, you're hurting me as much as you're trying to help. So I'm leaving you for Persona.
Well, okay. So here's my question: is I feel like this whole remake was because the fans wanted it.
Yeah, it's totally, well, like it's totally because Square's like at the beginning of this generation, Square was like, we need to get goodwill back.
Yes.
And they announced Kingdom Hearts, which took 6 years to finish and ended up being just okay.
Yep.
And then also does not finish the story.
Great.
And then Final Fantasy 15 was another one that was just like, it was good, wasn't great. It wasn't like, didn't live up to the standard of old Final Fantasy, certainly. And then like now you got this. And like this, they started development on and had to restart development because the original studio were working out was such a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, versus Atlas is over here putting out. Now, granted, they rarely put out a fucking Persona game.
Right.
We get a mainline Persona, or you know, we like, even if you count the spin-offs, you get a Persona maybe once every 2 years total. You know, and it's like Persona 3 came out in 07, Persona 4 08, Golden came out in 2012, and then we had spin-offs in 2012 and 2014, and we had another spin-off in 16. We had 15 in we had Persona 5 in 2017, and then now we're getting Persona 5 Royal, which I did you see the video I posted in the
No, I did not.
it's not like Square to announce a game long before it's due to come out. No, never.
Nope.
Never. They never announce games way too early. Um, but no, let's see. Where's the... Because Atlas just posted this. I'll have to look it up. There you go. Ask this USA.
It is, but...
And is Persona itself not the spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei? I mean, that's true, but it's like grown to be its own thing.
Right.
At this point. Like, it's very much like, as like it's grown into its own beast. And like, but they've announced like all this stuff that's coming to it. That like, literally, it's someone had to do like a 10-minute video of like, here are the changes and updates coming to this game. It feels like the like super mega director's cut. Like they even went in and changed fonts to be more expressive, and like characters' phone backgrounds, and like put new paths into all the palaces and shit. Like it's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah. Once again, I if you haven't played Persona 5 yet, I'm saying honestly, this is the one to wait for. But yeah, like they even so the first boss, for example, summons like a minion when you fight it in the original, and in this one he summons a second minion, who's like a character who he's deeply affected.
Okay.
I like Nasty Bit's description of this. The Frasier of the gaming world.
Yep.
Also, they've added a grappling hook.
Yes.
Yeah, for like traversal stuff.
Grappling hooks in all games.
Yeah. No, new character, new social links, new place to hang out. Like, dude, it's just like it's nuts. Go look into the changes. It's way above and beyond the average like director's cut Game of the Year edition type thing.
Cool.
But yeah, so I don't 100 fucking gigs. Just can't for part 1. All right, so Game Pass adds 8 new games. We'll shoot through these real quick.
All right.
So we are getting Kingdom Hearts 3 is one of them, funnily enough. So we are getting Kingdom Hearts 3, Yakuza 0, Ninja Gaiden 2, Wasteland, 2 Point Hospital, Jackbox Party 3 on console. And then on PC, you're getting all of those plus Indivisible and Game of Thrones.
Interesting.
So are you getting all the ones that are on PC plus Game of Thrones? And then they also are porting all of the Kingdom Hearts games over to Xbox One. They are going to be available February 25th.
Wow.
Yeah, games that are leaving Game Pass soon. Fallout 3, you're not missing much. Just Cause 4, Rise of the Tomb Raider, Snake Pass, Oblivion, and Arkham City and Arkham Asylum.
Wow.
Bummer on the Arkhams and Oblivion there.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they'll add something cool to make up for it. I mean, Yakuza 0 alone, right?
Right,
like,
exactly.
If you have not played Yakuza 0 yet, and that's on the PC version as well, get on that shit. That game is fucking amazing. It's crazy.
That's what I've been told.
Dude, like, just... I was actually playing Yakuza 2 this week at some point, and, like, I was in the chat. There's a chapter in Kiwami 2. It's like the 3rd chapter where you run through this Yakuza facility and you beat up all the dudes. And at the end of it, you hop on the chandelier and you're shaking on the chandelier. They're all shooting at you, and then you jump off it and dunk it on all the people that were shooting at you, and then beat the shit out of a guy and go into this intense boss fight. And my roommate comes in and she's like, "Oh, are you like at the end of the game?" I'm like, "No, this is just chapter 3."
Yep.
Just like
sure.
And all of them are like that. Like even the most low key one, which are 1 and 6, are both like that. And it's just like, what the hell?
Right. Wow.
So if you like intense hype bullshit,
sure.
All right, so we got two kind of negative news stories, and then one that'll give you the warm and fuzzies,
Yay.
and then one neutral one.
Okay.
So the you can now register for E3 2020.
Oh boy.
In case you haven't already cleared your calendar, E3 will be June 9th to the 11th.
Get in your queue now.
Your Q-tainment is on the way.
Mm-hmm.
God, I almost wish I had that horrible article to do something with it. Anyway, so there's 3 types of badges. There's general admission, which is the $165 gamer badge. Which $165 for this can for E3. I would pay that for PAX. I would pay that for BlizzCon. You would at this point in my life, you would probably have to pay me $165 to go to E3 for any reason but to do interviews.
Sure.
I cannot believe this when I read this. The 900 cannot believe this. The $995 premium badge.
Uh-huh.
And if you meet the necessary requirements, the free industry badge.
Okay.
You can pick them up on the E3 site. Not all badges grant the same access. Gamer badges only let you wander the show floor the last 2 days of E3. The premium badge gives you 3-day access, discounts on merch, catered daily meals, and dedicated service for E3 hotel reservations and more. To register the badge, which is only available until April 23rd, you must provide verification of your employment on company letterhead, a link to your... Oh, this is for the industry one. Verification of your employment on company letterhead, a link to your company website listing you as employee, a business card matching the name of the company you represent, a link to a media article published in the last year that you authored, or in which you were mentioned. Article must include your company name and affiliation. So that's honestly not all that hard for us to do if we really wanted to.
If we really wanted to.
That's about a day's worth of work if we really want to do that.
Yeah. It doesn't seem like that's worth $1,000.
No. So you get a whole extra day on the show floor, which is fucking horrible, especially now.
You're just paying like over half of that price is just to afford not having as many people on the floor,
and also to essentially go to what is PAX's Expo Hall, but
right?
Without all the other rad stuff at PAX. Discounts on merch, so you can get a shirt that says "I paid too much to go to E3."
Great.
Catered daily meals, which if they're from the catered daily meals, here's the thing: if they're the meals the press get, those are mediocre. If they're meals from the LA food court, those are literal poison.
Great.
Okay, so every time that I was running an E3 trip, I took people to the food court always once to be like, okay, do you see why I tell you not to go here? Because there are food trucks right outside that are way better, way cheaper, taste better.
Amazing.
I just paid $4 for a Gatorade. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So, and Jeff Keighley isn't coming this year, and PlayStation isn't coming again, and they're doing a bunch of Q-tainment advertiser bullshit. Look, guys, as much as I hate to say it, we need to just suffocate E3 with a pillow.
It seems like it's like E3 is becoming like Silicon Valley's version of PAX.
Not even that, because
but not even that.
PAX is at least fun.
It's at least
shit to do.
Yeah.
PAX, people are complaining about PAX East, how Sony isn't going to be there, and a couple of companies aren't going to be there on the show floor. I'm like, who cares? You have concerts and tabletop and panels and free and game tournaments and fucking why is the Expo Hall this fucking just obsession? I don't get it. I'm just oh cool, I can play a game 3 months before it's out.
Stand in line for 4 hours
to do so.
So some people have like a favorite game that they want to see, and I totally get that. But like, yeah, a lot of the fun of PAX is the community that forms around in that area, and like in terms of even the expo hall, like the indie area is the most
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah. You want to know what the cool? One of my favorite part of PAX was one year.
Mm.
Being able to go to the indie area and play like 30 games over the course of 2 days because the longest line is maybe 8 people.
Yep,
Yeah,
and they're cool games.
yeah. A lot of the time they are really cool. Like
I don't have to stand 3 hours in line to play an update of a game that I've been playing plenty of
I
years
think.
before.
So I think the longest I ever waited in line was an hour and 10 minutes to play Halo 4.
Okay,
And so, because the thing is, a lot of the games I really like, turns out, don't really have these big fucking rush lines at conventions,
sure.
which is great. um,
Yeah,
like Dance Central, especially as you have to dance in public, maybe has a line of like 12 people at any one point.
sure.
Um, Resistance, Ratchet and Clank almost never have a line. Street Fighter had a line of maybe 5 people at any given point.
Okay.
Like very rarely, Rock Band had a good line.
Yeah, I believe that.
That one was about a good 40 minutes. Um, but yeah, like I remember like one that blew my mind is the second PAX I went to. They had a Borderlands 2 was being shown, but it was out in 2.5 weeks, and people are waiting like almost like 4 to 5 hours to play Borderlands 2, and I'm like, why? It's
Yeah,
out in 2 weeks.
yeah.
Why would you do this? It's just like the people that are playing fucking Batman Arkham City at E3, and I'm like, it's literally out in a week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm literally picking it up when I get home from LA.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand these people. Like, it's you know what the best part about that Borderlands 2 nonsense was?
Hmm.
The fact that when the Borderlands panel was going on, I went to that booth. There was almost no one in it, and I got straight through to play it.
There you go.
Because everyone was lining up for the Borderlands panel because they were giving away free DLC if you made it in the
Oh my
season
God.
pass. So I'm just
Okay.
like, oh my god, just these fucking trash goblin people.
Borderlands 2 was apparently a hell of a game.
Yeah. You want to know what was a really good E3 experience?
Hmm.
So, our artist that we currently use for Super Gamekraft was an artist at our previous employer. He was the main artist, and we were both really into fighting games. And Persona 4 Ultimax almost never had a line, or at most had a line of 3 to 4 people. So like any time that we had free time during E3 2014, we were playing Persona 4 Ultimax.
Okay.
It was like, hey, we got 35 points to our next appointment. Let's go play Ultimax. Same thing happened with Smash quite a bit too, because Smash had long lines, but there were so many people. There were so many Smash stations that they just had quick lines going through all the day.
Okay.
Like there was like one Smash station every 3 square feet.
Nice.
So they made it work.
Man.
Yeah, so you can go to a shitty trade show, or you can save your money and go to PAX or Gamescom or something where the fans are actually like giving a shit about and not cattle. You know.
Sure.
And also this is a fucking trade show. Like that's another thing. Like it's not really meant for fans to go. They're just doing it because they're trying to make money off of you. Like Jeff Keighley isn't going to this.
Which says how it says what's going on with it as a trade show as well.
Yeah, you know. So there's that. All right. So we got Street Fighter drama.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay. So early in the year, which I don't know if he's still in the chat, but Peaceful, I told him we'd be discussing this story if he's still in the chat and still interested. But Street Fighter V has had a series of really bad, shitty netcode. Like fucking horrible, like horrible netcode issues, netcode problems, and he, so, in turn, uh, people have tried to fix it.
Uh-huh.
And very recently, a fan put out a mod for the PC version that entirely fixed the netcode, provided that the netcode was much improved. It was made almost perfect if you were playing another person with the mod, but if you were playing against a console player, it completely broke it.
Okay.
So, so that was not something that Capcom wanted, and Capcom heard all the complaints and all the news, but like, okay, we are fixing the netcode.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, Capcom.
Mm.
So, and if you're on lovely Event Hubs, the fighting game website, they did a poll on if it's been improved or not. But we're gonna view results without voting. And
All
so
right.
far, it's the netcode seems somewhat improved. Netcode seems haven't seen any discernible change of the first two. The netcode seems worse. And then almost no one says the netcode seems heavily improved.
Yeah.
Now it's small sample size, 300 votes, but still.
Sure.
So because what happened is they put the patch out and it disables that mod,
Okay.
and at best it makes the netcode arguably a little better.
So, do they understand?
They don't understand because they're fucking Japanese. Because here's why. All right, Aaron, if you and I are both on decent internet connections and play Street Fighter V right now, it probably won't have too much lag because Seattle and Reno. That's
I have a fire truck going right
I
by.
can hear that.
I live right on the road. Nothing I can do about that.
So, it's okay. I live downtown.
Yeah.
So anyway, so you have this fucking thing where, so in Japan they don't know these netcode issues because they're playing. When you play
Right next to each other.
they're playing next to each other in arcade, but even if they are playing online, they're not that far away. Like Japan is like what, the length of California?
Sure.
So
I
yeah,
don't
like
know.
if you're playing like LA to the Bay, if you're like that distance, there's not connection issues. The problem is when Bronson from Reno tries to play Thomas in New York, and there's lag because the system isn't built to handle this shit. And the system isn't built to handle Wi-Fi warriors and like the modern online infrastructure.
But like I just feel like because we've had this exact conversation before, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, you know, I've seen so many matches with Japanese people playing against Americans online. Like it constantly happens,
Yeah,
and like you can't have this nationalist thinking about this anymore.
like I think this was the tipping point. I think this was the real like fucking like straw that broke the camel's back. Because like when Street Fighter 4 came out, it had a lot of problems online. It just also happened to be better than almost everything else. So we just kind of took it as like, oh, okay.
Sure.
But now, like in a world where Killer Instinct and them's fighting Herd and the Street Fighter 3 done by Iron Galaxy exist with rollback netcode
Hmm.
and are all run fucking amazing. This shit's inexcusable. Like even in Dragon Ball, as a Dragon Ball fan, when I get into a match and I see like 12 FPS delay at the top of the screen because the guy's a fucking Wi-Fi warrior or lives in the middle of bumblefuck nowhere, I just sigh and know I'm gonna be in for a not fun experience.
Right.
And it sucks. And like I get it. And here's the thing: if this stuff didn't exist, locals would probably get even smaller than they already are.
Yeah.
But on the other side of that, just like online gaming, like this is part of the reason the FGC gets held back all the time, right?
Right.
Is like if you like fighting games are already hard to fucking get into.
Yep.
Like, it's already fucking hard, motherfuckers out here. So now you want to create another hurdle by saying, hey, the online in most of these games blows.
Mm-hmm.
Or is, like, functional but not ideal. Like, that's
Yeah.
Dragon Ball to a fucking T. Like, functional but not ideal.
Okay.
Because, like, in Dragon Ball, I get a lot of good matches with good connections. But, like, there's every, 5 or so matches, I get Toaster Boy, who has a modem from 1994, running on dial-up somehow, and
Right.
we're playing Dragon Ball the slideshow. You know?
Yeah.
Just like Goku's Kamehameha. Kamehameha. Freezes, says connecting. Yeah, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Street Fighter, same thing. I'm blocking a Zangief, trying to get in. And then it lags when I do my command, so I get punched in the face. Or
Great.
vice versa. I'm, like, in the middle of the air suddenly. Like, it's just so... These games are so timing dependent and so, like, flow dependent and momentum based that's just... It just makes it not fun.
Yeah.
And especially like a game this old and it uses rollback netcode already. It's just bad rollback netcode,
Right.
which makes it fucking worse even.
Incredible.
And the fact that, like, some dude went out and fixed at least the PC version. And, like, and it was done, and, like, you could have, like, literally probably could have just copied that work. And
do you think legally they could?
I think that, or they hire that guy.
Right.
If I'm Yoshinori Ono, I go, oh, we should hire that guy.
Well,
You know? But, like, fuck, dude. Like, just... It's... Like, I want every fighting game to have Killer Instincts online. Like, that's
Sure.
what I want. I want everything to be that unfucked, but it won't be. So
Right.
going for... So, yeah, this has been a shit show. Max did an 18-minute video on it. And he even said, like... he knew this was coming. Like, he felt like a prophet. And he says he hates that feeling because it usually means he's right. So, about shit like this. Alright, so we got a feel-good story after that. Then a neutral one.
Okay.
And then we got mail.
Okay.
Animal Crossing and Doom fans unite.
Yep.
I'm going to show some of the posts from the Reddit. Shows Doom guy, and Isabel be like, I'm a big fan. 3/20/20.
Yep.
Both giving the thumbs up, smiling. Rabid Doom Isabel. Hope we can get a new Doom Slayer amiibo.
Yep.
Say, oh, look at that big red guy over there. I love this.
It's great. I want this team up. I want this to be the new Banjo-Kazooie.
Isabel, rip and tear until it is done.
Ah,
This is amazing. Look at this.
it's so good.
Okay, I'm saving that one. That image is too good to not save.
Yeah, so, like, I love because it's perceived that they are just such opposites. And it's actually, like, to the company's benefits because they don't see themselves as competitors, so they can freely, team up like this.
Yeah.
Because we saw the Doom Twitter recently talk about Animal Crossing.
Yeah. I think Nintendo will do the same, but...
Yeah. So, like, this is super, super cool. No one loses out from this.
One
Everyone
copy
gains.
of Doom Eternal, please. You have suckers like me who are going to buy both.
It makes me want to buy both because I just want to support them both for being great and being about what video games are about, but in their own way.
Tom Nook is a demon. I love it.
Yep.
Oh, this is beautiful. Good they have their
stuff.
direct. Will Isabel be there? The Doom.
There it is. Yep.
Yep. Let's see. Which 2020 game would you like a documentary on? Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's
It's so
beautiful.
good.
It's
And
very
you know, because
it's
usually,
so
because
wholesome.
right, because we usually see stories of games releasing on the same date and like canceling each other out, and how it's terrible that is. People have like lost jobs because they had made a cool game, but it landed on, imagine being someone who made a game that landed on the same release date as the next Doom.
Uh,
Like normally that would be just devastating.
Imagine being the Wonderful 101 the same week as GTA 5.
Uh-huh. Exactly. So to have this like they just fully acknowledge that they're complete opposites, but they both are very beloved franchises, hyped games, and they're working together and supporting each other and promoting each other. That is a real cool thing.
So, kids, are you getting either of these games? Are you getting both of them? What's your take?
Oh, I want both.
Are you going to get both? Is the question.
That's the question.
To be or not to be?
I don't know.
I mean, I would love for you to do some Animal Crossing coverage because
That's the thing. If we're gonna try and split up coverage duties, maybe you play Doom and I'll play Animal
like
Crossing.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be getting Doom day of, and that night I stream, and for as long as it gets downloaded in time, I will absolutely be streaming Doom.
Right.
So, uh,
I've never been able to get very far in Animal Crossing before, but I always love that chill atmosphere that Animal Crossing has, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
uh,
Uh, I
so
really enjoy playing Doom though.
Nasty Boot says Doom, Doom, please. I think Animal Crossing can suck eggs.
You
Be
could probably suck
nice,
eggs in a mini game in Animal Crossing.
probably.
And Isabel's like, "You did great."
Yeah, and you feel good, and then you get stuff to go build your house.
Yep.
It's it's such a great fucking franchise. It really is. Like when I started, like I got that game as like a gift when I was very young, and like I did not think that it would turn into like this. Like I did not know what I was getting into and how chill it is. Like how much I enjoyed a game where it was just gonna be, hey, I'm gonna go fish for
Yep.
hours.
Yep.
I'm gonna literally just go fish for fucking ever. Um, so I can fill out this museum. I'm gonna go pay back all this debt so I can get a gold statue of myself in the middle of town.
Right. And then what's cool about this one is for people like me, I'm super excited because finally you can do some character customization, which you haven't been able to do in Animal Crossing
Yeah,
before.
yeah, and you can also you're building the island. You pick where your house goes. You pick like your
Yes.
tent. You
Yes.
actually build stuff like Minecraft style.
Oh man,
Like it's gonna
it
be.
looks. If there's an Animal Crossing to convert me, it's this one.
Um,
Did you see on Twitter there was a somewhat viral tweet. I don't know how many retweets it got, but like it was someone was like amazed. It was a black person seeing Animal Crossing was going to allow black people in Animal Crossing. They're like, "What? That's awesome!" Like it was just this weird
that
revelatory moment. Like, oh my god, wow,
it,
Jesus, thank you, God
it's
damn it.
it's a happy moment. It
Oh,
really
Animal
is.
Crossing, yeah, and yeah, I'm happy about this whole thing. Um, I hope we see more of it.
I do too. I'm a big proponent of the Animal Crossing, and I think that these changes are smart. And yeah, and they did a Nintendo Direct on it. I sadly have not gotten a chance to go super deep into it, but I'll probably do that next week,
Right. Yep.
seemingly.
Um,
So, so
more
yeah,
Animal Crossing and Doom team ups,
yeah, no, exactly. Bring Doomslayer
crossover
into
games.
Smash. Wait, what
Animal
now?
Crossing cross Doom.
Doom X Animal Crossing,
It
right?
could be done. It could be done.
Be done. Isabel, rip and tear until it is done. This little fucking dog mauls you to death. The weird part is
Imagine.
Neo 2 was out the week prior to that.
Uh, well, that's also that's a There may be some overlap with the Doom people, but probably not a ton.
Yeah, and then Grand Blue is out 10 days prior to that.
These seem like 4 different kinds of games. Like I don't think
Just
they're going to
oh
subtract from each
oh
other
I don't
much.
either. I'm just saying like, dude, so much stuff
That's
coming out.
just a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah. So yeah. Also now, if you buy an Xbox One X on GameStop, it's $300. Comes with an extra wired controller and a copy of NBA 2K.
Okay, sure.
And then all the other Xbox One X bundles are also only $300. So you should probably get the Gears or Star Wars ones instead. In all honesty.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they got that limited edition Gears one for $300, the white one with all the snow and shit.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's you should jump on that, people, if you haven't and are in
Eh.
the neighborhood for one of these.
Also,
Um,
for future reference, because I just have the tab open, Japan is about as large as the West Coast.
so yeah,
So like tips of the bottom and tops of Japan's about the West Coast.
all right, fair enough.
Bigger than I thought it was,
Yeah, same. So
but still,
still,
I
that
mean,
means at absolute worst, most Japanese developers are expecting it to be, San Diego to Seattle.
right? Which
It's, you know,
ain't gonna cut
yeah, that's not
about
ideal.
Tokyo to New York.
Yeah, like you ideally want it to work. You ideally want it to work worldwide, but
Yep.
hey, we'll see if we can get there.
Yeah.
So, last piece we got Dragon Ball patch notes.
Oh boy. All
Are,
right.
are we ready?
I think so.
Are you ready?
About as ready as we're gonna be.
All right. So, we got all right. So, universal stuff. The UI has been updated. You can select 3 assists. Limit break. The last character gains 3 buffs. More damage. About 10% more. You gain 1 bar key. The opponent gets less recoverable health when hit. So, like, when they get hit, they get less blue life.
Oh
It's just
wow.
lost health. Rise and jump attacks. Varying jumping attacks do not hit crouching state opponents while rising. So, like, fuzzies, that thing with Broly we went over.
Yeah.
When landing in air, block stun characters are now in crouching state. Characters are now considered grounded right before landing. Superiority gauge. Added a gauge that shows the percentage of your entire team's health, so you can kind of see where the momentum is in a match. Key charging. So you know how to charge key. Reduced recovery, and it reflects regular key blasts. Can be canceled into super dash with the H button while mid key charge. Even if the gauge is full, key charge will still charge for a short duration. Vanish can be canceled into super dash or special moves when it causes a cinematic.
Okay.
So that means if it's gonna kill someone or cause a dramatic finish.
All right.
Dragon Rush made it easier to connect an air combo. Can be canceled into from a light. So that means you can now cancel your guard break from your neutral light attacks. Can be canceled into a vanish when it hits in a combo. When Dragon Rushes clash, air options, including double jumps and air dashes, are now restored. Dragon Rush, snapback. Opponents come in faster, but they can delay their income by inputting the fore input or back input.
Okay.
Big one, EX specials. You know the version of your special that burns a bar.
Yeah.
Only burn half a bar now.
Okay. Great.
So that is a big fucking deal for a lot of characters. That means Krillin can just throw out sensu beans like crazy,
Yes.
and rocks too.
Rocks specifically. That's what I'm excited about.
Sensu bean.
Throw some fucking rocks.
Rock now fucking cancels super dash.
Yeah.
First off, if you time that, you're a fucking god.
Right.
Second off, that's amazing. I guess if you're flying, you get hit by a fucking rock, it hurts pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um,
You sent me that clip. I remember that. It was Goku Super Saiyan. It's like, ow, fucking rock at my head. Asshole.
5 standing and crouching heavy does more damage when it causes cinematic. Jumping heavy landing recovery is moved when it causes a cinematic. Guard cancel / change gives higher attack level for clashes. Z assist made it so the opponent has been knocked out of block stun for some amount of time. Z assist cannot be used again. Made Z assist hit them away. Change Z assist appear. So one thing they have said about the new assist system, where there's 3 assists, is the third assist, the C one, is always what they consider to be the strongest one. And it'll be gold when used. However, it also has longer recharge time. So that's the way they're balancing it. Air dash. You can now air dash by inputting 9 after jumping. Attacks on sub-characters made it possible to cancel when attack hits sub-characters like Cybermen or the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force has a new level 3. So Captain Ginyu now doesn't just have body change, but he has this thing where the whole Ginyu Force attacks you.
Great.
And then they did some bug fixes. And then literally almost every single character got a massive swap of changes.
Wow.
Almost every character got touched here. And it looks like every character did get some type of TLC. Like I'm gonna look at the roster just to be sure.
Can you link this page in the chat?
Yeah, sure. I'll link it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah.
Boom. So everyone can see their the Dragon Ball patch notes. Okay, so Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Teen Gohan, Frieza, Ginyu, Trunks, Cell, 18, Gotenks, Krillin, Kid Buu, Fat Buu, Nappa, 16, Yamcha, Tien, Hit, Blue Ku, Blue Vegeta, Beerus, Goku Black, Android 21, Broly, Vegito, Fuse Zamasu, Base Ku, Base Vegeta, Cooler 17, Jiren Videl, Janemba, Gogeta, Super Broly, GT Ku, Bardock, Adult Gohan. I'm pretty sure, yeah, that means every character got some type of change.
Man.
So, yeah, big ups there.
Yeah, this will be interesting to see.
Yep. Ethan, if you're still down, bro, me and Blasian, I'm more than happy to teach. So, last bit of thing is we got our comments.
All right.
And we got our comments, and not only do we have our comments, we have our questions.
Yep.
So, hold on a sec. Alright, so God subs, Super Gamecast 2. Alright, so, so Quinn asks, the Crytek suit, or the Crytek Nanosuit 1, so the Crisis 1 suit, the Mjolnir Mark 6, the Halo 2 suit, the Space Marine Power Armor from 40K, or the Predator suit. Which one do you want to own?
Ooh.
I'm going the Crytek suit.
I don't remember everything the Crytek suit does.
So you got camo, you got super speed, super strength. Yeah.
Let's see. And then I read that one novel about the Spartan program, so I don't know if I have to go through all that to wear.
Yeah, you have to wear the Mark 6 suit. You have to go through all that fucking augmentation. Yeah, fuck that. That's the reason why I didn't pick that one. Fuck that.
Yep.
Same thing with Space Marine Power Armor, I believe. So, so it's coming out of Predator versus Crytek. I think the Crytek suit is better.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. The Predator abilities seem somewhat limited.
So this is the comments we had in chat regarding it. Ethan says, Predator suit, duh. But Quinn's response was, by the grace of Shenron. Oh, sorry, Ethan, you're automatically wrong. He says the correct answer is nanosuit. And it says, fuck you. You go invisible and power punch your chest cavity through a building. Sick ass robot voice in your head when you change modes. Super speed and strength. You can take up to 50 cal shots to the chest like an absolute Chad. Self regeneration. Eva thrusters. Rebreather that works. And then Ethan responds with Predator suit. It's a fucking Doom suit. Rip and tear, bitches. They both have.
Isn't that the one that has like the two like terror like claws
Yeah, the
on
claws
the
and
hands?
the
That's like the
visor.
biggest reason for me to want to get the Predator suit because I love that.
They can both turn invisible.
Yep.
I don't know. I prefer the Crisis one because I mean I do like the voice changer thing in the head. Though
Sure.
even brings up a point, the one that drives you nuts after all the aliens and drugs and war and shit. I'm like, yeah, but that's partially because of the drugs and the aliens and war.
Sure.
All right, so the Neon Outlaw says, by grace of Shenron, pray to Shenron, you're able to revive one gaming franchise. What do you bring back? Fuck. That's hard. Whew, you got one?
The easy answer for me is Skate, but I'm trying to think of something else.
Burnout.
Burnout also comes to mind.
Silent Hill, only good. Silent Hill's a good option.
Dead franchises.
I'd love Cruising USA.
Cruising USA.
Cruising USA is not dead. It's still in the arcade.
It is.
The new one is in our arcade in town.
They need to make a VR one.
I love Cruising 64. Just Cruising USA.
They should have those same car models in too.
What now?
Like all the graphics are updated, but the cars are the same one from the N64.
One of them is the red one.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That's like the signature of Cruising USA.
Yes, good.
Just like Cruising USA.
Mega Man Legends.
Mega Man Legends 3 specifically. Burnout would be good. Let's see. I would
like more open world Burnout, definitely.
I got like my wish when they brought back Killer Instinct. That was kind of that was kind of like a big one for me. Let's see. What else was what was another good one? Trying to think. Clay Fighter 63 to third.
No. Quit it.
Bubsy.
Yeah, there you go.
No. Resistance is another big one. The story of those games is really, they sold well. They all sold like millions of copies. Fuck me. Warhawk. Warhawk's another one.
Sure.
What else? Motorstorm. Lot of PS3 stuff that just kind of disappeared. Dino Crisis, says Dasty Boots. That wouldn't be a bad option.
Okay.
Let's see.
I think they take another swing at something like Turok.
Ugh.
Or even a reason to go back.
Perfect Dark would be cool. I think you do a really cool Perfect Dark today. Like with all kinds of spy gadgets and shit.
Sure.
Like you do a really cool like stealth shooter Perfect Dark in modern day. Cameo. Can we please get Cameo 2? Fucking please.
Okay. I didn't play the second one, and I should have. But I think there's some real cool stuff you could do with Mirror's Edge. If you like applied like an open world.
I didn't like the second one, but those games in general made me sick though, so I don't know what to.
I believe that.
Ethan says Armored Core. Not my franchise, bro, but if we're talking mech games that need to come back, hey, I would love a new Mech Assault.
I mean, Quinn was freaking out on our Discord about Daemon X Machina.
And I like tell him like, oh yeah, I played it on Switch. It was pretty good. He's like, it's a console.
Yes, it is.
as a fucking Switch game, son.
I want to play that game, but $60 on PC.
I was not super big on it. You have Mech Warrior 5, bitch. It's not Mech Assault 3. Just like you want to know, it's another one I want. I have a lot of ones from the original Xbox. All right, how about a fucking Crimson Skies 2? How about, hey, let's see. I played the demo and didn't want to go back. How about an Oddworld Stranger's Wrath 2?
Okay.
Fucking A, son. Unreal Tournament 2020. How will we get some of that?
I hope they phrased it that way too.
Oh my god, I would lose my shit if that's how they came out. Fucking like at a Sony press conference or Microsoft one, be like Microsoft. Okay, we have this new exclusive coming to the Microsoft Store and the Epic Games Store. Unreal Tournament 2020.
Sure.
Wu-Tang fighting game again.
This isn't absolutely necessary, but I would love to see what a Darkness 3 would look like.
That would be a cool idea.
Yeah, Darkness 2 is really good.
Speaking of possibly Marvel's Capcom 4, that'd be one I'd want.
Right, sure.
Because, I mean, Infinite's about as dead as you can make it. Parasite Eve would not be bad. Wasn't the last game they did the third birthday? Like, yeah, they could go for another one.
Okay.
The fucking what's it called? Wouldn't mind another Child of Eden / Rez.
Okay.
Shadows of the Damned.
Shadows of the Damned.
We're already getting a new No More Heroes. It's not a true PE title. Fuck the third birthday. I love it when our fans get passionate. It gives me life.
Oh, okay. You know what? We want to talk about reviving franchises. Let's talk about Nintendo for a second.
Oh fuck. All right. Which one do you want to?
Which one? That's a good question.
Which dead horse do we want to beat?
If you could, like, I don't know, give something of a wipeout treatment to F-Zero.
I mean, you could just make a new fucking. It's been so long.
Yeah.
You could literally just take F-Zero GX, tune down the difficulty, and make it HD. Put that shit out. People would lose their fucking minds.
Right.
That's all it would take. And Miyamoto's like, no, we need to innovate on F-Zero somehow. Well, you innovated on Star Fox and you fucked it all up real good. You know that meme, like, where it's just like, hey, we made this thing better. Oh no, it's bad now. That's literally what you did to Star Fox.
Do you just, like, take Star Fox and, like, the team working on Star Fox, and you go and you point at I'm forgetting the name, the Star Wars pilot game.
Rogue Squadron? Or
yeah. Was it Rogue Squadron, or was it... I have the cover on I can't remember the name. There was a really good pilot game for Star Wars, and people always point to it as, like, a great flying game.
I mean, like, I think Rogue Squadron is one of those, but, you know.
I think it is one of those. Like,
but like, Star Fox. Okay, first off, Star Fox is great if you're talking about Star Fox the original or Star Fox 64.
Yeah.
Like, those are two fucking incredible games. The Star Fox on the GameCube is okay. Assault, I believe it's called. That was okay. It was made by Namco. But everything else, especially Star Fox Zero, I'm specifically talking... Star Fox Zero is a piece of shit.
Sure.
That game's controls were so awful. Like, just, my God. Like, Star Fox, it's amazing to me, like, how good Star Fox 64 was as, like, a simple, repeatable arcade game. Like, it was really, like, it was essentially a really good distilled arcade flight shooter. And and it's been, like, literally over 20 years since, and no one can fucking do a good Star Fox. And I'm like, this isn't hard. It's just an arcade space shooter.
Yeah.
With fucking animals. Why do you feel the need to innovate on this? Just put out a good one. That's all we want.
You don't even need to like put enough resources in to make it a $60 game. You could make a $20 Star Fox game and it'd be good.
Yeah, I said steroid that bad. Sure, it didn't need to be that awkward, but I didn't. Dude, I found it infuriating to play.
Hmm.
Like I needed all that and needed an online dogfight multiplayer. I mean, that would have been cool. That wouldn't have fixed like if they would have made that game harder, like because you need to adjust difficulty for proper controls. If they put real, actual good controls in it, and a good online mode like the dogfight thing you're bringing up, and then finally wrap that all up with a little bit of harder difficulty, it would have been a great modern Star Fox. Instead, they fucking butcher it with their because Miyamoto's like control scheme, awful, terrible control scheme because innovation. Oh, fucking god damn it.
We're getting a new Metroid eventually.
Yeah, like that was a game that was perfect for motion controls. The fucking pointer.
Yeah.
Metroid? Yeah, great. Loved it. That's a game where the innovation made fucking sense.
What do you think of a new, what is it, Kid Icarus?
Yeah, it'd be fine.
What do you think of...
The thing is, it's recent enough, though. We got one, like, not that long ago.
Yeah, how recent was that, though? It felt like, was that 8 years ago or something?
Feels a lot more recent than a lot of these.
Sure.
So, yeah, it was 8 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Wow, it's been that long. Okay.
Yep. I think we probably moved on from Pikmin. I don't know if we have another Pikmin.
Also, there was a Pikmin in 2013. Actually, no, there was a more recent Pikmin on the 3DS. Came out like a year or two ago.
All right.
Yeah, when did the last Pikmin come out? Yeah, Hey Pikmin 2017.
Okay, well then, yeah, they're fine.
Ice Climbers only like an Uncharted style game. That could be really cool.
Sure.
That could be really awesome, actually.
Just imagine like a truck like barreling through a narrow like alleyway, and it's just like destroying the buildings, and there's just these two little cartoon ice climbers. No. Both voiced by Nolan North.
No, one Nolan North, one Troy Baker.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, sure, fine.
Ice Climbers on K2. What was it called? Like obvious one, New Earthbound.
Right.
Hey, it's been 12 years since the last Punch Out. That'd be fucking nice.
Yeah, it was a good Punch Out too.
It's also been like 11 years since the last Sin and Punishment. That's another one that'd be good.
Sure.
Let's see. K2 on Mountain, sorry. is on Mountain. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we could bring up. All right, so Nasty Boots says, 1, if there's such a thing as a pussy magnet, would you use it? That depends. No. Are we talking about cats or women? Because I don't want to use it on cats because I'm allergic to short hair ones. Like, I have to have a long hair cat or a hairless cat. So, like, so if this is to bring Himalayan cats to me, then yes, I would absolutely use it. What about you, Aaron?
I would have neither because I would assume that this magnet is universal in nature.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's another reason. See now, and then also for the women thing, like I have a girlfriend, man. I don't need to bring.
Well, I mean, yeah.
So, and then 2, the next gen consoles being mini PCs, will PC gamers still look down on console gamers with their smug little faces? Absolutely.
Well, it's kind of like become part of that culture now. They just like doing that, even if it's not even that well deserved.
Hold on, real quick. Nesmith has a comment on the pussy magnet thing. Wise, too much power. No man needs that.
You can't control it, man.
I lived with the ultimate pickup artist, and I can attest to this. The man picked up 40 women over the course of 2.5 months.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
very fun roommate to have, to say the least. Um, so going down the list here, so back to that original question regarding the PC gamers. Yes, because one, it's part of the culture. Two, the thing that you forget is like part of the reason a lot of PC gamers like look down on it is like, okay, like yes, they will catch up for like a year, but then like Nvidia will put out a new video card, and it's like, all right, cool, back to being ahead.
Like, yeah, consoles are now trying this multi-tier setup to try and keep up, but it's still they're going to be back behind, every what, 3 years, 4 years.
Like every two, dude. Like not even that. Like when the Xbox One X launched, my video card is still stronger than it,
Sure,
and it was a year older than the Xbox One X.
sure.
So like it's, and then there's the fact that like just games are cheaper on the PC. You mod games on the PC.
Yep.
You can you have more you don't have to pay for online on the PC.
Until those consoles are basically just PCs, like it's not going to.
You know,
Consoles are all about like convenience to just shut up and play the game that I want to play.
Well, yeah. Look, I'm not going to shit on the. There are definitely advantages to consoles. I had this discussion last night when we were like where Derek, who was in our community night, was like, yeah, I prefer playing on console, da 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 da, and Parker gave him a little bit of guff, and I was just like, I understand that. Like the thing is, my problem with we can all get along, yes. My big problem with consoles recently is like they've started to take a lot of the downsides of PC, but not the big advantages of it. Like such as I remember back in the day when I bought Halo 3, I was able to just put that disc in and play it.
Yep.
There's no console game where I do that anymore.
Right.
PC, I've always had installs. In fact, the installs now on PC are faster.
Yep.
Because the internet works better on them, and they all have really good SSDs if you build them the right way. So it's so like consoles obviously are gonna have the price advantage still and the size advantage, and there's definitely an advantage to the simplicity of it. But like, if you want the best gaming experience overall, I really do think it is on a PC.
Yep.
You get more controller options. Both of these guys work on my PC, along with the Switch one if I do the legwork for it.
You got access to more games than anyone else.
You have access to more games, especially if you factor in emulators.
Yep.
You have access to and games are generally cheaper, and depending on the third party you use, I don't recommend G2A, but like CD keys, for example, you can get like new releases for like $45 instead of $60 in a lot of cases. Or like
is that on the up and up?
Yeah, so the way CD keys does it is they will like buy codes that are like global in another country. So like for example, like Kakarot is a global Steam key. They will buy it in a country for next to nothing that has really, that where it's dirt cheap, and then sell it to the States still at a profit.
Huh.
You're technically not supposed to do it, but the way I see it is the developer's still getting money for it. So, I feel less bad about it.
Okay.
That's use your own conscience, everyone.
Yeah.
But my like, hey, if someone in Spain is buying the game, and they are getting it, $15 cheaper, I wish I could do that, and this gives me the option to do that. Yeah.
I see.
Well, it's the same way as like my grandmother. My grandmother gets all her dental work done in Mexico because it's so much cheaper.
Wow.
Like she says like a $3,000 procedure in the States costs her $500 in Mexico.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and it's the same dental work, and a lot of time it's even U.S. dentists.
Great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Feeling good, right? I bought medicine down in Mexico because like a Ventolin inhaler up here, like before I had insurance, was like $50. Down there it was like $5.
Yep.
Like why wouldn't it? You know,
Yep.
like why wouldn't I?
Exactly.
Especially in that case, because unlike video games, I need these things to live.
Right.
So,
Jesus.
so yeah, I think like if you want the absolute just best experience, and then of course there's the obvious one of graphics and mods and like, and even then like sales are more there on PC. Like I feel like they're there more often.
Oh yeah.
Now like there are some advantages to consoles. Of course, there's the used game market on consoles. There's the fact that they're easier to carry around and whatnot. But I don't. I just don't think. I just once again I prefer the PC experience. And I think that a lot of the negatives of PC are really overblown.
Sure.
Like a lot of people like if you have to troubleshoot, so not really, bro. Like literally, I had so the hard drive. My computer took a shit 2 weeks ago. It took me about 40 minutes on Google to figure out what the problem was. I went on Amazon. I ordered a new hard drive. It took me all of 10 minutes to swap it in and turn and activate it and get it set up. You know, so like it's yeah, like and the people blow up. And people are like, but it's so expensive, and I'm like, I don't know. I recently priced out a gaming PC for my roommate. I was like, all right, well, let me do this as cheap as I possibly can. The only luxury we're putting in this bitch is an SSD. How much did I get? I ended up with a keyboard and mouse at $770 some odd dollars. Which I mean, you know,
You're getting a PC on top of being able to play games.
yeah, like that too. Like you can edit video or stream in a way that is not amateur as hell or watch pornography. You know,
Whatever you do.
yep.
So.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Our boy Ethan
Mm.
said, "Do you think From Software will ever return to Armored Core? Not if these Souls likes keep selling like the way they do."
Yeah.
Like,
Unless they
didn't
increase
didn't
their
they
team
also
size.
make Chrome Hounds?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look that up. Because I remember that being like a 360 game that was really popular. Yeah, okay, they did make Chrome Hounds. Yeah, single player, multiplayer, mech simulator. I remember playing that thing. It was all right. Like it seemed fine. Like I'm not a big like. Thing is like I'm not a big mecha simulator guy, but I just want to see giant robots fight, which is why Vanquish and Titanfall are so appealing, and Mecha
Sure.
Assault.
Sure.
So I could see them making another mecha game. It's just a matter of like their current action adventure style falling out of favor. Um, let's see. All right, so this was directed at me. I'm directed at both of us. Hey, how did you get into games media coverage?
I mean, you got further than I did, but we just started this site.
I mean, like technically, like I started like a Rooster Teeth blog, and then like that I, like an idiot, I stopped that because it had an audience. I stopped doing it like 2 years into it, even though it had like 300 people reading it every week.
Mm.
And then I stopped, and then like 3-4 years later, I like started a website with you and Anthony, and we went on a journey.
Yep. And we just kept going, and people would notice us, and we made a deal or two here and there, and then we were at conventions.
Yep. And then
so you just got to do it and then keep going.
That's actually something like that's actually the last two streams we've kind of ended up talking about like self-help and like a couple times and weight loss and goals. And like the thing that like I feel like really separates people who accomplish their dreams and set like or like even people who go out and lose weight or accomplish their dreams or get that job they want is you just gotta go do shit.
That's the thing, you just have to go do it, and it's hard, but
like yeah, because like there's gonna be this voice inside you that's like sit inside and play Final Fantasy and drink and eat chips all day.
Yeah.
And that's a voice you want to listen to every now and then, but not all the time. In fact, not even most of the time. But like every now and then, fuck yeah, listen to that voice.
But yeah, that can't be the one that leads.
Yeah, the one that leads is the one that's like, all right, take care of your business.
Let's go do this.
You know, like, and the thing is it's like small incremental changes too, because you know, Rome wasn't built in a fucking day, and like for example, like I'm on that weight loss kick, right,
Mm-hmm.
and small changes add up over time real fast.
Sure.
Because at first it was like, okay, I'm not gonna drink soda on the reg,
Yep.
and then it was like, and then like when I'd be out ordering food, like you would choose like a grilled chill sandwich over a fried sandwich,
Mm-hmm.
and then like, you know, and then like and then like instead of getting like fries, you'll get like a fruit cup, or like, you know, cottage cheese or something, you know, and like all these like, and like you chip away at it, and like, you know, it's like, oh, I'm losing weight,
Sure.
like oh, you know, like same thing with like, oh, I'm just gonna go walk for 30 minutes, and then like, okay, that turns into a run, and that turns into going in the gym, and like it's like making, you know, because like everyone wants to go out and like do these big fucking sweeping changes immediately, and fucking like go set the world on fire and get the changes now, but like that's not realistic. That's not realistic to what happens, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, it takes a very long time.
Yeah, like you know, this stream is a perfect example. Like we want this stream to be wildly successful. Like we want
Mm-hmm.
this to be the biggest fucking gaming podcast, gaming everything on the internet, and you guys as our audience is helping us with that. And I'll say this: if you guys ever do content creation, I'm more than happy to promote you as long as it's not like sexist or racist or weird or something. But
Mm-hmm.
like, but yeah, like we're more than happy to support you, and that's part of the reason we're in this community is we support each other and whatnot. And so it's one of those things that, but like we want, but like, we know that's gonna take time, and like we know that the show is not at a point now to where it's gonna be, you know, rivaling Giant Bomb on iTunes and whatnot. You know, like we know that's gonna take, you know, arguably years.
Yeah.
You know, but it's one of those things where like every Sunday we're putting the work in, and throughout the week I'm gathering the news stories, and you know, I don't know if you do this, but I occasionally go back and listen to the podcast to catch things that I could personally improve on.
Okay.
Um, I don't listen to the whole thing through because I hate my voice,
Right. Yeah. No.
but I at least catch a couple of things so I can like not, you know, be like, okay, don't fill as much or don't do this as much, etc., etc.
Yep.
And I think I've gotten better at it over the past, you know, however many months.
You just keep doing it though, is the thing. Yeah.
Uh,
You just have to keep finding ways to improve.
Yeah, exactly. And like streaming and like one thing that I definitely know that we need to improve on, as I've said, is like evergreen content, which I'm not going to explain what that is, but that's something that like to grow the way we want to. That's something we're going to have to get good at,
Yep.
and you know we'll sit down and figure out a way for that on
We,
our
we've
own.
been working on that for the last little bit, so we're
Hmm.
working on that stuff.
Absolutely. So so yeah, like but yeah, so we started a website, and then that website got picked up by a bigger website, and we started going to conventions and shit, and then you left like kind of at the midway point before
Hmm.
that place imploded, and then we were in the middle of a business deal for a very large sum of money, and people on the business end, people, the investors, and the content creators and the content leads did not end up all on the same page. And it ended up with just kind of a 6 month long fight with poor communication, 4-way fight with poor communication that then imploded.
Hmm.
And it was a real shame because a lot of work was put in that place, and we had a lot of really good people there, and you know that investment opportunity was fucking massive. But you know it is what it is. Stuff like that happens, and the good part of that uh, is now we got to work on this, and we got
Sure.
to, you know, we get to talk to you guys every single Saturday and throughout the week, and we get to make this amazing community. And unlike at that previous outlet, we and are not beholden to content overlord. Um, we are beholden to you guys,
Yeah.
but being beholden to the audience is a different thing. You know, so and then that's so like so if you guys are like you want to see if you guys are like, hey, we hate fucking you playing Resident Evil, play something else, then okay, fine, I'll stop playing Resident Evil. But it's not like, hey, we have to do this specific show with this specific script, etc. Every week, every time. We have to go do the song and dance for certain, things and whatnot. And ideally, what I would love this to be eventually is entirely supported by people who enjoy the product.
Sure.
Because I really have, like, Aaron, I don't know about you, but I'm willing to take sponsors, but I'm also very leery of the idea.
Yeah.
Like
Personally.
yeah, like I'm willing to be the dancing monkey, but it has to be for a product I actually really like and endorse. And if we and if you guys like our stuff, and this is no obligation for you to fucking pay us anything, but if you guys like our stuff and you want to throw money at it, that helps us make other content and whatnot. So do as you wish. But like, ideally, we would eventually want to fund this entirely through the Twitch system of subscribers and ad revenue, etc. And I will totally take a sponsorship for our product I believe in, and really like. Like, I'll tell you right now, if Gamefly called us and we're like, yo, sponsorship, I'd be like, yes, sir.
Is that a thing? Can we get sponsored by Gamefly?
Yeah, they're totally YouTubers and shit who get sponsored by Gamefly.
Shit, that sounds all right.
Like, I would totally.
That's a service I believe in.
Yeah, that's a service that I've used since 2007.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's. And here's the thing about getting into games media coverage, it literally is just, at this point in time, is literally just go do it.
Yep.
Go start a YouTube, go start a Twitch.
All the tools are right out here.
Yes.
So.
You can get free video editors, free audio editors, free streaming software. Like, you literally just need a decent enough computer.
Mm-hmm.
Build yourself a gaming PC that's like $800 or more, and get to work. Like, that's the, and like the thing is the hardest part now is finding a niche or spin for whatever you're doing.
Right.
So, yeah. All right, chat. Do you have any other questions or anything else we can help you with, or that you want to talk about, or that you guys want? Because we love you, and you're all beautiful people. You love our chat.
Oh yeah, of course.
They're all beautiful people.
Absolutely.
They're the most beautiful.
Think after this podcast, I'm gonna go change clothes, and I think I'm gonna go see the Sonic movie.
I'm going to eat a giant sandwich.
A giant sandwich.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat a turkey and spinach on wheat.
All right.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna see my girlfriend.
Sure, that'll be good.
All I've eaten today is a peanut butter sandwich and this Gatorade.
Oof.
So
all right.
I'm very hungry.
Yeah, I believe it.
So yeah, chat, we'll give you about 2 more minutes. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, anything that you want to say.
What game should I play next on my streams?
Yeah, that too.
Well,
I already know what I'm streaming this week. It doesn't matter what people say.
Okay.
Dragon Ball FighterZ Season 3.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like,
I'm thinking about picking up Dreams today, if it's available. It might not be.
No, it's. I mean, you can always go and get a digital for like $40.
That's true. Maybe I'll just do that.
Because also your PS4's disc tray is fucked.
That's right. That also is super bad, and so I may just do that anyway.
I think
Dreams is my next game.
I think for me it's Grand Blue. I'm not sure I'm gonna buy it, but I'm definitely going to rent Grand Blue.
I mean, it's a fighting game. Yeah. I'd love to hear your take on it.
Is Dreams available in my local area is the question. I'm curious. Check other stores. Alright, so I'm gonna go within 25 miles of me. Wow, there are no copies within 25 miles of me.
Yeah, see, I looked it up when I was at work on Friday, and there were like 2 locations in the Seattle area that had physical copies of Dreams, and I was blown away.
What's the Seattle zip code?
For me, it's 98101.
I was right. Cool. Um, okay, if you're willing to go down to Tukwila,
No,
what about Redmond?
no,
What about, oh, well, if you're not willing to go to Redmond, you're definitely not willing to go to fucking Bellevue.
no.
Well, those are the 3 game stops that have it. That are within 30 miles of
I'm
you.
sure there's a bus that can take me to where I want to go, but I just don't want to spend my day doing that.
Yeah, well, no one does.
So, because the thing is, the theater I'm going to, there's a GameStop directly below. So
Yeah. Well,
I was like, I'm just gonna wander in there. But if not, then I'll just buy it digitally. I should have the space.
yeah. Speaking of, I need to check my Grand Blue if it is in my queue and if there's anything else that might ship on accident instead.
Ah,
Nope, it's the only thing. It ships March 3rd, so we'll be good.
okay.
I'm already buying Animal Crossing and Doom, so I don't need to worry about that. I'll probably rent Resident Evil 3.
Sure. I mean, you've already been playing too.
Yeah, I'm kind of done with 2 at this point.
Really?
I find Mr. X, like I said, I like Mr. X is more aggravating than fun. Dreams has less than 6 gigabytes, by the way.
Really?
According to yeah, but you gotta remember you download levels and assets and whatnot. So
Oh, that's true.
that
Yeah.
probably can balloon pretty hardcore.
But I'm in for this for the creation. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah,
Ugh.
so you'll probably create a level and then go from there.
Yeah, like just like Mario Maker, I'll make a level and be like, cool.
Yeah, well, Mario Maker, I made a really good level, and then I made a couple levels to torture John with.
Yep.
Um,
Good.
I see why Dan Reichert enjoys that game so much.
Yes, exactly.
It's not about making a good level; it's about torturing your friends. That's what it's about.
That's certainly an approach.
Let's see. I played one remake of PT, the 1-to-1 remake of PT. It was amazing.
Oh man. All right.
People have been making Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy VII and all kinds of crazy shit inside it. And I actually hear the campaign is only like 2 hours long, but it's really good.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure.
Oh, how much is the game up for rent?
I
It has to
am.
be taken already.
All right. As of now, I own Dreams, so I think I may overrule Pokemon Mondays tomorrow.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna see how much a copy is on Amazon because I don't need it immediately, but if I get it, and I think. Okay. Yeah, it's on Amazon. Like, yeah, they ship it to you now.
All right.
Cool. Oh wow, no, it is back ordered heavily.
Oh. Okay.
Usually ships in 1 to 4 weeks.
Jesus. Okay. Fine.
So
Wow.
Sony might have thought this game was gonna tank, and
Yeah.
that it's like a sleeper hit of the year.
Maybe. I want to see
Oh.
what people have made. Ugh.
All right,
Hope I can get in
everyone.
on that. All right.
We're wrapping up. Thank you guys. We love you.
Yep.
Ethan will snag you on next week. Talk about dreams with Aaron.
Yes.
Guys, thank you for tuning in. Please follow us on Instagram at Super Gamekraft, on Twitter at Super Gamekraft. Follow us personally, and be active in the Discord. We'll be back next week. Of course, more questions, more answers, more news. We love you guys. Bye.
Have a good week.